Congratulations.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank HD. So after the game making a complete fool of us, we finally have the swing shot. This is a staple gadget in the Ratchet and Clank series, and it basically allows us to have a grappling hook similar to that item in Zelda that's a grappling hook. You guys know the one, hook shot or whatever it's called. So there are specific items in the environment, swing shot targets that we can latch onto with it, obviously. And there's two different types, both of which I just demonstrated there. We'll be using that a lot throughout the game. It's actually quite a lot of fun to use, which is why it returned in pretty much every other game in the series. And we needed that to complete all the objectives on Iridia, which is why we did not go to Iridia first, because we'd have to backtrack to this planet anyway. Let's see, there's that Robo Shack down there that we saw in the commercial, so we might as well be heading that way now. Now, we're going there just because the plot demanded us to find Captain Quark, but there's an item we'll be getting there that will help us progress. Then this this commander here is running scared because we just blew up 3 of those robo-mutts with one shot with the bomb glove. That's the awesome thing about it, is the splash damage like that. There's a new enemy type here, and these guys are called Mine Layers, and they do exactly that. They're a 2-hit enemy, and they do not attack you directly. They run away from you and they drop minefields behind them. It's 4 mines, and you can actually, using a Comet Strike, you can destroy the mines while they're on the ground. You may have to aim at them with L1 like I just did there to really get a good shot on them, but it works either way. So Bomb Glove is pretty effective here, more so than the Blaster against those commanders, because they're 3-hit enemies.
That's the man we saw on the infobot. Remember? He knows Captain Quark.
Hey, you're that robot guy, right?
No, actually, I build robots. I myself am not a robot guy, per se.
Nerd.
I like him.
So, now that we've cleared that up, what can I do for you?
Well, we saw your infobot announcement. You were with Captain Quark. We're trying to find Captain Quark. We thought you could help us.
Your logic is commendable. However, I haven't seen Captain Quark since we shot that commercial. Say, do you run on standard XP18 sister boards?
Version 7.66.
Back at ya. I may be able to help you out after all. How does a helipack upgrade sound?
Upgrade?
Natch. Since he's a 766, I could have the little guy up and flying in no time. Of course, I'll just need my fee for service.
You know what, game? Okay, this is the last time this game has made a fool of me. You know what? I'm so pissed off, I'm gonna go play in traffic. Yeah, so we need to pay another 1,000 bolts to afford the helipack upgrade. So you know what? I'm gonna go play in traffic. I'm gonna destroy these cars up here, these floating speeder things, similar to, you know, like Coruscant from Star Wars. And by destroying them, they're a type of breakable in the environment. The fact that all of these things flying around here are actual entities in the environment is pretty impressive for the time, pretty technically impressive. And they're all over this huge skybox too, so this is pretty cool for its time at least. And I'm just going to grind for bolts real quick to be able to afford this thing. Alright, I swear, this is the last time I'm going to have to do this after I just had this huge long conversation, this huge drawn out rant about not having to go grind for bolts. I'm having to go grind for bolts. I think I didn't pick up all the bolts that mine layer dropped over there. So let's fix that. Yeah, like I said, the LP curse is inevitable. If there was any game I didn't think the LP curse would affect me in, it's this game that I've played dozens and dozens of times. So, well, what can we do? We'll just laugh it off and keep going.
Okay, this won't hurt a bit.
Hey, wait. Ratchet, am I cool now?
Yeah, you the man, Clank.
You're welcome.
Alright, so we got the helipack, and now that allows us to do several more platforming moves using Clank while he's on our back there. If we tap R1 and then jump forward, we can do a long jump, and if we hold it down to crouch and then hit X to jump, we can do a high jump. And so that is going to be critical for platforming from here on out. And it also increases our mobility because we can dash forward faster with a long jump. There's also a hover ability that allows us to glide down from places, as I'll be demonstrating here. And that's basically how the platforming is going to work from here on out. So the jumping was pretty puny, like I said before, when you just had your regular jump and double jump, and you couldn't really get a whole lot of extra ground with your double jump, like I said in the first video. But this really just makes a huge difference, so that's awesome. We also need that to progress. That's critical. It's a key item to have for the rest of the game. So again, we didn't really accomplish anything in terms of the plot there, but we did get that, and that's very important for moving on. But that was actually a secondary thing. We didn't intend to find that at all. I noticed a couple of things wrong in that scene, though. I was listening to the audio before I recorded this, and I happened to notice that the audio compression was a little... Because the audio compression is enhanced in the HD version, okay, there's different bolt pickups there for that dispenser there that dispenses the Robo-Mutts, so we're going to get a lot of bolts for that. Yeah, that'll help make up for all the money we spent. But anyway... now, a lot of these HD collections for a lot of these games have some problems. Like, when my brother played the Jak and Daxter HD collection, there was some really bad frame tearing and whatnot on the original PS3 that you played it on. And don't even get me started on the God of War HD collection. That one had, Lord knows how many problems at first. And, of course, those, I think, were patched out, or maybe it was a problem with our PS3 at the time not being able to get the update that patched it out. But either way, this one was relatively solid right from the beginning. There was no problems with this one. But I did see in that scene that Al's character model looked like it was split down the middle or something. Like there was a hole in his character model. And the audio compression, since the audio is enhanced, you could kind of hear the echo in the sound booth for when they were recording his lines from the voice actor. And you can't hear that with the voice actors for Ratchet and Clank. They both sound fine, but Al's voiceover, like I said, you could hear the echo in the recording booth. So we're gonna fight some more commanders up here. The blaster is still pretty good against them, if not the bomb glove. You could, like I said, you didn't have to buy either the Parositor or the blaster at this point in the game. You could still be using the bomb glove. Whoa, what happened there? That was strange. I don't think I could replicate that again if I tried. Maybe there's a way to clip through walls by doing that. We could jump on that train there and progress, but there's a lot of boxes and bolts we need to get over here, so we're going to go off the beaten path a little bit, fight some more enemies, and just get some more bolts, which we need ever so much. I think it's going to be a couple of levels before we buy another weapon. There's some weapons that we find throughout the game that we never have to pay for. We just kind of find them in the environment. And that's a whole nother story. So, and some of those weapons actually we just find, we don't ever have to buy, are some of the best ones in the game. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Yeah, like I said, overall this is a pretty good HD collection. I haven't played the Splinter Cell HD collection yet, or the Prince of Persia one. The Bossra HD collection is fine, as you've seen. What else is there? There's that Ico and Shadow of the Colossus one, which I've not played yet, but I'll get to that eventually. There is a HD re-release of Okami that's downloadable, I believe, on PSN. And I actually just doing my research for this Let's Play, I just discovered that there's a downloadable version of Ratchet Deadlocked on PSN. And I'm not sure if that's HD or not. I'm gonna have to check that out. Alright, so there's another gold bolt up here, which we greatly appreciate. Again, the use for those is not going to be explained for quite some time, but we will get around to it. We're going to try to get as many of them as we can in the game without having to backtrack. Well, we'll have to backtrack to get a lot of them, but we'll try to get them in our first run. We're not going to go into New Game Plus to try to get some of these. These Robo-Mutts have no idea that we're here. No, I did not kill the dispenser there because... Ooh, I finally took a hit for a change. What do you know? I believe that you can grind off of them for a while by allowing them to respawn. Eventually, they will just stop dropping bolts, though, if you've killed them enough times. So you can't grind for infinite bolts here if you wanted to. And even if you could, it would take forever, because you really don't get that many for every time you kill them. But it's just something to take advantage of while you can. I think that's probably enough. Yeah, see, they're not dropping very much anymore. That one dropped like 2 bolts and that was it. The dispenser itself is worth a lot. All the dispensers are one-hit enemies for the most part. There's a little antenna thing sticking out of the ground over there, and remember that for later. I'll address that when it's relevant. Let me go back and get that nanotech that I didn't need earlier. And then there's another one waiting for us on the train, so we took 2 hits there, but it's irrelevant. This train is so nonsensical. Like, why would they ever design it like this? But it's just part of the cartoonish nature of this game. So we have to get to the info bot at the end of the train here in order to finish this. And the well, the train is actually moving, so the physics are going to affect us here. And there's a way where we have to fight all these commanders in each train car. And it's actually a lot more difficult to dodge their rockets when the physics are moving like this. So you got to be extra careful. But what I'm actually going to be taking advantage of here is you can hit them once, get them close to the edge, and then hit them again, and they'll fall to their death, and they have a unique sound for that when they fall to their death. And so they will. I won't actually have to deal all 3 hits to these guys to kill them. I mean, I could just as easily hit them the 3rd time. It's not a big deal or anything. I just find that amusing. And you can actually stay on this car and wait until the very end. This thing will keep looping around the entire city. I think eventually it will stop right here, or something. I don't think it'll keep going indefinitely. I think eventually it'll just stop once it's come to the end of its route. But it goes for quite some time there. We're just gonna let that guy go for a little bit. We don't really care about his mines there. We'll just blast him in the butt. Before we progress, though, I do want to get all this stuff over here. Now, I do kind of want to hold my thoughts on the entire HD collection until we get to Up Your Arsenal, because I've not played the HD version of Up Your Arsenal yet. I've only played the first 2. But I doubt anything will be wrong with it at this point.
Greetings, Executive Chairman Drek.
Dispense with the pleasantries, Lieutenant. My sources tell me you're behind schedule. You must prepare this planet to be harvested for our new world.
Yes, sir. As you can see, everything is moving along as planned.
I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. And as your former commander can tell you, I don't take disappointment well.
Yes, sir. I won't fail.
Drek is destroying yet another planet.
Yeah, but if that's the kind of help he's getting, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
You should not underestimate Chairman Drek. He is quite dangerous. We must find Captain Quark.
Look, that lieutenant doesn't seem so tough. Let's take him out ourselves.
Perhaps we can persuade the lieutenant to tell us where Drek is.
Now you're talking.
Alright, so we got another info bot. Like I said, we would be getting one here. And that's everything we need to do here. There's one more thing I want to do now that I have the helipack. I can get another gold bolt without dying horribly. So we're going to go play in traffic again. But anyway, as I was saying about the... I wanted to mention again, like what I was saying about the audio compression and the voice acting. In that info bot, that was a pre-rendered cutscene inside the info bot there. That's why it's a different frame size, a different resolution. And it's not quite as high quality as the in-game HD upscaling. So again, the audio compression is not as good. You can tell the audio quality is distinctly different in the pre-rendered cutscenes as well as it is in the in-game. It's not a huge difference. You really can only hear it once you've recorded it like I have and you're listening to it on headphones. And even still, the difference in the audio quality just draws attention to how different it is. This I feel like was a really cleverly hidden secret the first time I played the game. Like this was crazy. I didn't think that this would be down here. And then I just kind of flew down here, and all of a sudden there were items down here, and there was all the cars moving by. And you can grind by destroying them down here too, much in the same way we did before. And they're really close to you as well, so you can actually just run up and swat them out of the air. If I can get proper timing here. There we go. Yeah, so that's everything we can do here. Now we're going to move on to Iridia and do everything that we can do there.